On today's episode, we're talking about how to become a professional public speaker and how to get paid. But first, I gotta get a haircut. Much better. Let's get to it. Hey there, my name is Adam Erhart and welcome to the Modern Marketing Show. Once again, incredibly excited to have you joining me here today and for the opportunity to share some of the latest and greatest marketing strategies, tools, tips, and tactics that are really going to help take your business to the next level and way beyond that. So if you're new here and you're not yet subscribed, you might want to consider hitting that button and the little notification bell. So today we're talking all about how to become a professional paid public speaker, whether this is a means to an end, meaning you want to use it to boost your career in another field, or as the ends itself, whereby you make public speaking and professional keynote speaking a way to generate your primary forms of income. Regardless of whether you want to do it solely as your sole source of income in your career or you want to use it to boost your career, the tips we're going to cover today are going to help you do it. And I've got 5 of them. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Alright, step number 1 is gonna seem kind of obvious, but it's actually pretty important, and that really comes down to choosing the main area or the main kind of topic or general niche that you want to specialize in. Now there's a bit of a line that you need to walk between being so specific that you pretty much exclude everyone else, but also being too broad so that you're not really that interesting or appealing and you're kind of generic. An example of this is being just a generic leadership speaker. There's tons of them out there and it's hard to differentiate yourself from the crowd unless you've got a really unique backstory or you specialize in kind of one field of leadership or for one certain group over another. So again, this is where if you're just getting started and trying to break into the speaker scene, it'll help to be a little more focused and a little more specific rather than going super broad. As an example, when I first got involved in public speaking, I started talking specifically on social media and specifically for small business growth. Over time, that kind of broadened a little more into digital marketing strategy and then all marketing strategy, and now it covers kind of all facets of digital marketing, and I'm able to tailor my content and my talks depending on the audience and their level of sophistication or knowledge of the topic. Alright, so you've decided what area you want to specialize and focus in to get started. Well, step number 2 is to do a comprehensive brand audit on yourself. This means taking a look at all of your marketing materials, your website, your social media channels, any of the content that you're putting out there, and ask yourself a really blunt question. Would you hire yourself? If the answer is not a clear and resounding yes, well then your brand is gonna need a bit of a facelift. Because here's one thing I know to be true. When someone is looking to invest in a public speaker, especially to give a keynote or something that can range in the thousands and thousands of dollars for your fee, they want to make sure that you're the right person for the job, which means they're definitely checking out your online profiles. The key here is to make sure that the image you're portraying is the image that you actually want to portray and making sure you're strategic about the messaging that you're putting out there. Alright, moving right along to step 3, which is to create content around this core area and around the core niche that you want to be talking about. Now, when it comes to creating content, you've got a variety of different options available. You can teach a course, you can write a book, you can write a blog, you can do podcast interviews, you can create videos, whatever it is. The point here is to create lots and lots of content. The reason you want to create lots of content, and I should highlight this by saying quality content, is because you want to prove your authority and your expertise on the topic that you're going to be talking about. The reason you want to produce this much content is kind of self-evident. After all, when someone's trying to hire the right speaker for the job, it makes it a lot easier to hire this guy over here who's got lots of content and is clearly an expert on the subject, rather than taking a risk with someone down here who may or may not have quite as much out there. And that's going to move us nicely into tip 4. Now, in the previous tip, we talked about creating all kinds of different content, whether it's podcasts or blogs or interviews or anything like that. But for step 4, what I really want you to do is focus on video content. The reason that video content is so important when you want to become a professional and paid public speaker is because short of actually going out there and doing a public speech for the person who's looking to hire you, well, video is the next best thing. After all, it allows your personality to come across, it allows your voice and your tone and how you look and how you interact and how you engage. And I know a camera isn't quite an audience, but how you present yourself on camera can often carry over to how you're going to speak on stage. It's for this reason that you want to alleviate any concern someone may have in hiring you by showing that you're confident, that you're well-spoken, that you're articulate, and that you've got the right style for the speech they're trying to get across. Basically, you gotta make more videos. Alright, and that's going to bring us all the way to tip number 5, which is simply to get out there and to speak as much as possible. If you're just getting started and you're trying to break into the speaker scene and you want to become a paid speaker, it's all right to pay your dues and start by doing a few free speeches, or at the very least have some minor travel expenses covered. You don't need to do this for long, but you do need to build up a decent portfolio and get some content out there and get some experience under your belt. When you do move up into the paid ranks, how much you charge, how often you speak, your style, and all that are going to vary depending on your goals, and again, whether you want to use this as a means to an end or as the ends itself. But regardless, getting that experience will do nothing but good things for your business and your career. And I'm sure that you'll agree, the level of personal development that comes along with public speaking is astronomical. After all, nothing will push your comfort level quite as fast as getting out there in front of an audience and talking to them. Brian Tracy once said, anyone can be a public speaker, but not everyone can be a paid public speaker, which is where these 5 tips are really going to help to move you from free to paid and into the ranks of that professional public speaker status. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, let me know by hitting that thumbs up button, leave a comment or suggestion for a future video in the comment section below, and of course, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you next time on The Modern Marketing Show.